Hey, everybody, this is Trisha with Turpinoff Photography coming at you with Listen, Learn, and Leverage. This is where we expose your blind spots and we help you grow your entrepreneurial business. Today, I have Andrew Kapp, the author of the last Law of Attraction book that you will ever need to read. Thank you for coming on, Andrew.
Trisha, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for this conversation and where we might take it.
Absolutely. Well, tell us why you wrote this book. I'm so excited because I love the Law of Attraction.
Yeah, but before we hit the record button, I'm like, be warned, this will be the most long-winded answer we've got, but I'll try to keep it keep it tight here, just so people kind of get a feel for where I'm coming on this. I actually learned
Sure.
about the law of attraction back in 2004, and
Mhm.
I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs and salespeople in particular kind of relate where, when you're running your own business the way I was, and you've got to kill your own dinner, so to speak, you're going to find your way looking towards positive mindset, positive modalities, things of that nature. So, like, law of attraction was one of many modalities that I
Yeah.
was investigating, learning about,
Mhm.
experimenting with. And it kind of seemed to ring true in a certain level, but it was also, for me, very hit and miss. I had my successes and failures, and it
Right.
wasn't reliable, which I'd find out later I was the one who was unreliable.
Ah,
And I
interesting.
found that out the hard way about 4 years later, where, like, in the span of just 1 week, I lost that business and my girlfriend of 3 years, who broke up over
Whoa.
a text message. So
Oh,
not the best not the best week in the world, but it kind of made me
no.
kind of look in the mirror and see, like, what am I doing with my life? And
Right.
I kind of did a bit of an internal audit, and I remembered, well, whatever was going on in my life with all the struggles with the business and the relationship, whenever I actually did that law of attraction thing and I didn't stop it, it actually worked. So I got really stubborn and really indignant, and I told myself, I don't care what happens, when it happens, why it happens, how it happens, I'm going to go all in with this thing because there's nothing better to do right now, and I've got to make a change. And when I
Right.
say all in, that doesn't mean all day, every day, because I knew enough about myself that I would burn out. But I
Right.
was upset and motivated enough to do 5 or 10 minutes every day of visualizations, gratitude, things like that. And basically, the results were miraculous. Like, within 2 weeks, I felt better, which I think anyone who had a broken heart before can agree. That's pretty big. Within 3 months, I'm over my ex and in a brand new, way healthier relationship. Within
Wow.
4 months, I'm making more money than at any point in my life before then. And within
Whoa.
6 months, everything's running on all cylinders. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm waking up happy and fulfilled. And I basically learned the hard way, not through a mentor, not through a guru, not through another book, but through my own life experience, that whatever
Hmm.
this thing is, and we'll call it the law of attraction, it
Right.
works when you work it. And it was only 10 years later that I'm like, I want to do something new in my business. What excites me? And I finally gave myself permission. What if I could try to finally write the book that I would have wanted back in 2004, so that I didn't go book to book to book, and I didn't stop in the middle of my progress, and I didn't procrastinate, and I got all my mental blocks out of the way. And that's the goal
Yeah.
of the last law of attraction book you'll ever need to read.
Wow. I love that. I love that. So basically, this, in a nutshell, this book helps you understand yourself and your needs to be successful with the law of attraction.
Yeah, it actually points you, like, and by the way, I do it in the context of law of attraction, but people, we all read books for relationships, and entrepreneurs read marketing books, and we
Right.
read weight loss books and nutrition books. This actually addresses the psychology across all those boards, even though I do it in the context of law of
Oh,
attraction of why do we know there are things that are good for us? Why do we get excited about them? Why do we start to do them? Why do we start to get results and still stop?
stop.
That's what I want
Right.
to address.
So you're addressing the why you stop and how not to.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
cool.
Exactly.
I
Holding just
love
It's
that.
about holding up a mirror. And again, I'm not talking down to anyone, because I've been just as guilty, which is why I was able to articulate it the way it was, because no one has gotten in their way more than I have in my life, especially those 4 years. Oh my God, bouncing spot to spot. But yeah, I think once we understand our psychology and we understand what we're doing and why we're doing it, we can catch
Yeah.
ourselves in the act, and we can be more strategic in how we're going to approach it. So again, I do the context of law of attraction, but you can do it in any area of your life if you've got the right motivations in mind.
That's what I was going to say. So once you get this consistent in your life, it bleeds into every other piece.
That's the goal. And it's
Ah,
done that for me. So I would hope it would do for other people.
absolutely. That's really cool. Well, so what other exciting new things are coming up for you?
Right now, it's just about, going on interviews and sharing this message, and pretty much just building my YouTube channel. Because for me,
Ah,
I mean, the book is obviously very affordable. It's like $4 in Kindle format, but I like the idea of having like free information, things
Yeah.
available to people where, they
Yeah.
can just access it whenever they want. So right now, everything I'm leaning into the YouTube channel and the book and just seeing where it
Right.
goes because I've had different businesses, but I've never been more fulfilled in my life than I have right now.
Wow. I think giving and helping people it's like the Michael Bublé's grandfather actually said, giving is the most selfish thing you can do because it feels so good.
Yes. And what a wonderful insight because it actually makes it okay to be selfish because you're being selfless through selfish. So everybody wins, right? It's
Right.
like,
Everybody wins.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
really cool. I like that. Well, and so right now you're on this book, but is there going to be another book in your future?
Well, I mean, I certainly back myself into a corner with the title here, the last one you'll ever need to read. Um, there's no plans right now for a new book. Like writing a book for me, it's a very intense process. And this was a labor of love, and
Sure.
I did this in 9.5 weeks. But I did this very, very inspired. So if I ever do another book for anything,
It'll,
it's got to come from a place of inspiration that's going to fuel me through the entire process.
right.
So we'll
That's
never
cool.
say never, but there's nothing in
Right.
my mind to do specifically right now.
Gotcha. Well, and tell me, for people who they're just not into the law of attraction, or they don't know, maybe they don't know enough about the law of attraction, or they have one set feeling about it. Like, how can this book help them if they're like, I don't know about the law of attraction?
Yeah, there's so many things I can say to respond to this, but like one of my favorite things is like a simple example.
Mm,
And I like to put things in terms of physical reality, things that are tangible,
mhm.
things that click in people's minds. So
Right.
an example I love to use is the lifting weights to get muscles, which is a
Mm,
very oversimplified term, but we all get it, right?
sure.
So I'll give you two possible explanations as to how this actually works. Explanation number one is when you lift weights and you go to sleep at night, the muscle fairy comes and waves a magic wand, and poof, you wake up, you've got more muscles, and you're all set. Explanation number two is when you are lifting weights, you're putting so much stress on your body that your muscles are actually tearing in little areas, and
Right.
your body will respond by healing by filling in those gaps with more muscle fiber.
Right.
Now, that's a butchered explanation, but I'm sure most people will be like, Andrew, it's that one. But
It
my
is.
answer is, unless you're a personal trainer and you're doing this for a living, it
Right.
doesn't matter the answer. What matters is you put in X, you get Y. You lift weights, you get
Uh,
muscles. And by that same token, if you do gratitude or visualization techniques, by hook or by crook, you're going to see a
mm,
result. But here's the cool part.
right.
If I'm wrong about that, let's say I'm either lying or I'm deluded and you're not going to get a result. The beauty of this thing is if you're taking 5 minutes to just feel gratitude every single day, that's still a healthy physiological process. That's still time
Right.
that you're not worrying about your relationship or your career or your job or a health thing or whatever it might be. You're taking time for yourself. And studies outside of this law of attraction thing have revealed that when you are practicing gratitude, you improve your sleep, you increase your
Mhm.
confidence, you reduce anxiety. Like all these things are a big win. But one more piece of this is if we don't believe in law of attraction, well, there's still this thing called the subconscious mind. So focusing on a brand new job promotion, for example, you think some people like, well, it's ridiculous that it's putting out into the universe and bringing it back. Okay, well, when you're focusing on it, you're programming your subconscious mind, which is a powerful supercomputer. So it can basically take the wheel without you realizing. You find yourself
Mhm.
having a more confidence in the cadence of your voice. You sit up straighter. You have better ideas. You interact with people better, and then before you know it, you've got that new job, you've got that promotion or whatever it might be. Now,
Mhm.
one more thing to sneak in here, because a lot of people like, well, Andrew, that's nice and everything, but I've been thinking about the job promotion and it's not happening. Where's your law of attraction now? To which I answer to that, are you thinking about it from a sense of frustration, impatience,
Mhm.
anger, resentment because it's not there yet? Because if you're doing that, you're actually thinking about the lack of it, which is why you're so upset. Whereas if you're thinking about the job promotion with enthusiasm, confidence, satisfaction, anticipation, now you're thinking about the thing and inviting
Uh,
it in. Now you're either telling the universe or your subconscious mind or both, depending on what you believe in, that this thing is on the
right.
way and you're inviting it in a way more dynamic level.
That makes a ton of sense because instead of you thinking about it in the impatient way that we do, like, why haven't I gotten the job? It's like you visualize having that job and sitting at a desk and doing your work, those kind of things, and being grateful
Yes.
that you're there. I love
Yes.
that. It's funny because that is so simplistic, but so profound because it's so true. You can't have gratitude with frustration.
Yes. And thank you for using the word simple and simplistic, because I'm a strategy guy and I understand the way we work, and we are very adept at getting in our own way. And the best strategy against that is to keep things simple, because it gives us fewer opportunities to trip ourselves up.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. Like, who was it? Steve Jobs and Einstein? They all had the same 7 shirts in their closet and the same pair of pants in their closet. And sometimes I think about that as a girl. I like to choose, but it is proven that if you take away that choice, it's one less choice you have to make in a day. So you've got more mind power.
Yeah, you're eliminating mental friction. It's not a
Yeah.
requirement, but any little bit that you want to do for, especially like if you're in an important creative process, like me. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't really think about this at the time, but when I was writing my book, it probably would have been more prudent to have a wardrobe set so I didn't have to think about it, to have my meals set so I didn't have to think about them, just to
Right.
focus on the book and nothing else.
Exactly. That's so true. Yeah, that actually opens up a lot of possibility because it does make a ton of sense to simplify everything you can. I mean, that's why there are great wardrobe stylists out there who are like, here, like, take, anything you haven't worn in 6 months, just take it out of your closet and give it away. I mean, I mean, I know again, I'm simplifying, but it's true, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it just makes
there's
life
always a
easier.
way.
Absolutely. Well, and how can people use gratitude to anchor their mindset to automate, to like automatic success?
Right. So again, I'll make the assumption that you're either down with the law of attraction or down with your subconscious mind, one of the two. And I'm going to give you one of my favorite methods from the book. And
Mm,
while I took inspired action in this whole process, in terms of the methods, this one I attribute most to
yeah.
my money going up when it did. For just a
Mm,
little sidebar there. I call this the time-lapse method.
okay.
And this is basically a gratitude method where you're going to write down 15 things that you're grateful for. 5 of them are from your
Ah,
past, 5 of them are from your present, and 5 are things that you want in your future. But you're going
mm,
to verbalize them all out in the present tense, and then you're going to jumble up your list. So
interesting.
now you've got a list where maybe the first thing is a present, and then a past, and another present, then a future. It's all jumbled up. And you're going to go down that list, and one at a time, you're going to read each thing in your mind or out loud, and give yourself 20 to 60 seconds to feel gratitude for that thing. And here's what's really cool about
Ah,
this: 2/3 of that list is real. It's either happening or has happened in your 3-dimensional reality, meaning the gratitude that you experience for it is going to carry a certainty and a confidence and a power and enthusiasm that you can't manufacture. But because we as humans don't downshift very easily, that confidence and that enthusiasm is going to carry over into the gratitude for the future things as well. So you are simultaneously
ah,
feeling really good in the moment rather
mm.
than worrying about something in your life, and you're programming the universe or your subconscious mind or both for success and for you getting the things that you want. So it's a win no matter what. It's only a question of how much you're winning, depending on how much you allow yourself to engage in the process and really enjoy it.
Wow. I love that. That is so true. That does feel really good because you're like, oh yeah, so past, present, and then future. So you start thinking of, so do you, like you said, you jumble up the list or do you start thinking of it
Yeah,
past,
like me,
present?
I type it out, so it's very easy to do a copy and paste.
Okay.
If you're writing it on a piece of paper, just tear it up and reorder the little
Oh,
slips on, like whatever it takes just to redo it. But the whole, but believe it or not, this is actually based on I tweak my methods to make them better for me so that they're not only easier to do but more enjoyable. Because when they're
right,
enjoyable, I'm more consistent. When I'm more
right.
consistent, things just happen a
More
lot easier and a lot better. And the
exactly.
first time, actually, I remember a method where you basically write things that you have and things that you want, and you alternate them. But for me, when I
Interesting.
did that method, I kind of like, well, that's real, that's not real. That's real, that's not real. It was easier to detect. So
Right.
I went about it and shifted and put my own strategy. And the reason I mention that, Trisha, is because I want people, whether it's in my book or any other, read it, and it's got very specific steps to get you what you want through the method, but give yourself the freedom to tweak it in a way that works for you. If you don't
That's
like a
cool.
step in a certain way, but you know that a simple shift will make it good for you, beautiful. Because all this comes down to, whether it's my book or someone else's, whether it's the law of attraction or something else, this is about feeling good while while thinking about what you have or what you want or both. As long as you can think
Wow.
good, feel good rather, about while thinking about one of those things, you are a winner and you're getting what you want, and you're inviting it in, or you're programming your subconscious mind to go get it for you.
I love that. I love that your book helps the reader explore their own options. I mean, because humans are kind of like cattle. We start walking together and we just stay that way. And you're saying, no, 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 like if this doesn't work for you, step out of line
Yeah.
and go do what works for you. I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
like try this. Some people they want those specific directions and they don't want to think about it. Beautiful. But some
They're
people want
there.
variety and some people want the option. And I believe, as long as people have choice, meaning they get the specific or they get to play around or they get to choose a different thing on a different day, then at least for my part, I've done my job because they should always have that choice anyway.
I love that. I think, yeah, I love that kind of thinking because I never fit into a box. I'm always like, whenever I go read a book or I listen a lot, whenever I listen to a book, I'm like, oh, that works. Oh, that doesn't. And that works. But yeah, I do. I pick and choose the things that I really like from a book. And even when I'm working with coaches or anything like that, it's like, oh, this worked really well, or this needs to be tweaked. So I really like that freedom. That's wonderful. Well, and
Thank you.
where can we find your book?
Pretty easy. If you go to lastlawofattractionbook.com, it'll auto forward to the listing on Amazon. So you can get it in Kindle or
Oh,
paperback, or probably your preference, Trisha, you can get it in audiobook as well.
oh, nice. All right. I am going to grab oops, of course, I put it in the wrong place.
Yeah, no
I
worries. And
love
while you're
that.
typing that, I mean, obviously I chose Amazon as an easy way to get it because everyone's got access to it. So I figured
They
you don't
do,
have to
don't
go on
they?
some random site that you don't know or trust. Amazon does all the fulfillment for me. And they've got some fun reviews up there also, which to me is still blows me away to this day, but I'm not going to complain.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, and so tell us, do you have a fun giveaway for our listeners today?
Yeah, no opt-in. I just want to invite people if they actually go to my YouTube channel. It's
Mm,
youtube.com/Andrew Cap.
yep,
One of the more recent videos, maybe the fifth or sixth one down, is a meditation I put out called The Rainforest.
got
And
it.
it's just a gratitude meditation. So if this law of attraction thing is new to you and you don't quite know how you feel about it, you don't even need to be down with it to enjoy this meditation. Just go there, hit play, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and relax for 5 minutes. And if nothing else, you're taking time out of your day where you can just enjoy yourself and breathe for a minute and just be in that space with just you. And I think everyone should have that opportunity. So that I really hope they enjoy the meditation on there.
Absolutely. I've got your meditation and your website in there so they can find you easily. Thank you, Andrew, so much. This was really enlightening. I took some copious notes over here.
Awesome. Well, Trisha, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate the conversation and love the intentionality of your questions. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our listeners to Listen, Learn, and Leverage. Go out, check us out on Turpinoff Photography. You'll find Andrew and I's interview, and go out and get the last law of attraction book you'll ever read. Thank you again, Andrew.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Have an awesome day.
You too.